Hey everyone, I want to talk to you today about creating a bucket list, and not just any old bucket list, but a meaningful bucket list. Now, if you looked up the definition of bucket list in the dictionary, you would see something like a list of things that one has not done before, but wants to do before dying. In other words, the things that you want to do before you kick the bucket. So some people create lists with goals, intentions, and objections, and they title it a bucket list. And then other people, choose to do away with the title bucket list, and they make a list of things that make them happy. And they refer to it as maybe a joy and a meaning list. Now, there's nothing wrong with either one of them. Lists like that might look like buy flowers in Paris, um, dye my hair red, ride all the rides at Disney World, learn to drive a stick shift, go for a walk with my spouse every day, feed the poor in a foreign country. Those are all great, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say they kind of lack substance. And here's what I mean. Those kind of lists are often filled with things that we don't particularly want to do, but we feel like we should put them on a list, or things that we can easily do. I mean, if you want to learn to go drive a stick shift, then go learn. Or maybe they're things that you should be doing anyway already, like walking with your spouse. Several years ago, I decided to create a bucket list, but I wanted it to be meaningful. And I decided to ask myself a question before I wrote down anything to my list. And if I answered yes, then it went on the list. If I answered no, it could still be something that I aspired to do, but it just wasn't on my meaningful bucket list. And here's the question that I ask. Will doing this thing get me out of my comfort zone and make me a stronger and more confident person and help me become an asset to those around me? Things on my list had to make me more confident, um, stronger, and make me an asset to people around me. Now, in a former life, man, I was a color between the lines kind of girl. I didn't step out of my comfort zone. And because of that, I lacked confidence. And it really messed me up until way into my 40s. I decided, whoa, 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 I'm watching all these people, walk with their shoulders back and enjoying their life, and I'm not. And I realized it's because I was not pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And once I started doing that, I became a much better conversationalist. I started having opinions, and I became an asset to people around me. And I coach people like that with those kind of things all the time. I say you need to make mistakes. You need to pick yourself up off the ground and keep going. Mistakes make you better. Stepping out of your comfort zone makes you better. And it proves to yourself that you can do tough things. So recently, I had a really big item on my bucket list that I was able to cross off. And that was to go on a 2-week safari to Africa with friends. Now, I know what you're saying or thinking. Whoa, wait a second. How can that make you more confident? And how can that make you become an asset to people around you? Well, let me tell you, traveling 16 hours halfway across the world without my husband, all during a pandemic, is not my normal behavior. And this trip was huge for my confidence and me stepping out of my comfort zone. I navigated airports, delayed flights, rebooked flights. I hopped on 2 different 12-seater airplanes and flew all around Africa. Not my normal behavior. And here's the part that really changed me and made me an asset to people. I watched the Kenyan people that do not have much, be the most kindest and hospitable people I've ever met in my life. And they inspired me to come back a better person by being grateful for the things that I have around me. So yes, that got me out of my comfort zone. Now, there are things that you can do. Now, again, creating a bucket list, and there's no right or wrong, but if you want to have a meaningful bucket list, you can ask yourself some questions to kind of spur you on. My question was, will this make me more confident, make me stronger, and make me an asset to people around me? But here are some questions that you might ask yourself to challenge yourself to put a few more meaty things on your bucket list. And questions like this: ask yourself, what's the difference between existing and living? Here's a hint: existing is letting your experiences control you. Living is you're controlling your experiences. Here's another question: have I done anything lately that has changed my life or someone around me for the good in a positive way? Another question is, what fills me with so much joy that I want to share it with others? What would I regret not fully doing, being, or having in my life? What will matter the most to me when I'm 80 years old or beyond? How old, I love this one, how old, I think about this a lot, how old would I really be if I didn't know how old I really was? Sometimes we act so much older and decrepit than we are. Here's another one. What do I want to be remembered for after I'm gone? Which is worse, making mistakes and failing, or never trying? And then here's the last one. Am I worried about doing things right or doing the right things? So here are a few. I'm going to be really honest with you. Here are a few, just a few things that are on my bucket list. I'm not going to tell you them all, but here's a few things. And again, my question to myself is, will it make me stronger and more confident? And will I be an asset to others? Here's one: visiting Israel and studying Jesus's teaching in the Holy Land. Now, yeah, sure, lots of people say that, but for me, again, that is outside my comfort zone because it's clear across the world. And frankly, that area is not always known to be the safest. Huge bucket list, huge confidence. And I'll come back more valuable to people by what I've learned. Another one is create a podcast for women. This has been on my bucket list for a while. I'm making steps toward it. Huge confidence thing for me to step out of my comfort zone and to be vulnerable. Here's another one, and then I'll stop sharing some, but I really would love to be a guest speaker. I've done it before at a conference, perhaps a TED Talk. Now listen, public speaking makes me shake in my boots, and I know it builds my confidence, and I know I can bring value to others. So I've just shared a few things on my list. I'd love for you to comment in the comments below. What are some things on your bucket list? Again, no right or wrong answer, but I hope that the things that you've added will make you shake in your boots and inspire you to become a better person. And be sure to keep your list close and refer to it often. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a comment in below and let me know what's on that bucket list, or let me know what you thought of this video. And feel free to share it with somebody that you think may need it. Thank you.